Hello everyone, this is Asha Ajwani from DSMV College of Engineering, Department of Electronics. This is our sixth experiment for the subject Design with Linear Integrated Circuits, where we'll be looking at inverting and non-inverting comparator circuits and some of its applications. This experiment was guided by Mayur Karulekar sir, and I've used LTSpice as my simulation software. Now let's have a look at all the simulation circuits. So this is the non-inverting comparator circuit. The sine wave is applied to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, and the reference voltage, which is of 1 volt, is applied to the inverting terminal. The op-amp is operated in the open loop configuration, and hence the gain of this op-amp is very high. And therefore the output voltage will be either positive saturation or will be in negative saturation. Now, until the sine wave voltage is less than 1 volt, the output of the op amp will be negative, and hence V out will be negative saturation. Once it exceeds the reference voltage, which is of 1 volts, the output will be positive, and hence it will go to positive saturation. Now, let's have a look at the input output waveforms. So as you can see, the green color line is the reference voltage of 1 volt. The blue colored waveform is the input sine wave signal, and this is the output of the comparator. Now as you can see that when the sine wave input is less than 1 volt, the output is negative saturation. Once it exceeds 1 volt, the output will go into positive saturation. But as we can see that the transition does not exactly happen at 1 volt signal, because of the slew rate of the op-amp, which is very slow. Hence we get a diagonal line instead of a straight line. Now let's have a look at the inverting configuration. So this is the circuit diagram of an inverting comparator. The sine wave is applied to the inverting terminal of the op-amp, and the reference voltage of 1 volt is applied to the non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. As in the non-inverting configuration as well, the open loop configuration of the op-amp is used, and hence the output of the op-amp will be very high, which will be either positive saturation or negative saturation. Now until the sine wave voltage is less than the reference voltage, the output will be positive, and hence V out will go to positive saturation. And once the sine wave voltage exceeds the value of 1 volt, the difference between the two voltages will be negative, and V out will go to negative saturation. Now let's run the circuit and analyze the input output waveform. Now as you can see, when this is the 1 volt signal. Now whenever the input sine wave is less than 1 volt, the output will be positive VSAT. Once it exceeds the value of 1 volt, the output will go to negative saturation. And in this case as well, we can see that the transition is not a straight line because of the slew rate of this op amp. Now if we change the op amp to a high speed op amp which has a very high slew rate, we can see the difference. Replace the op amp in this circuit, which was previously OP07. I've changed it to LT1357, which has a very high slew rate. Now let's run the circuit and see how op amp with a higher slew rate affects the output. Now as you can see, since the slew rate of this op amp is very high, we see a very straight line. That is, a transition from minus VSAT to a positive VSAT is really quick, and hence we can use high speed op amps for the proper square wave generation. Now let's have a look at the different applications of open loop comparators. So the first application of the comparators is the zero crossing detector, which means that whenever the input signal passes through zero, there will be a high to low or a low to high transition in the output waveform. So for that we set the reference voltage we used to set in the comparators to 0. So that the input sine wave will be compared to 0 volts. Whenever the input signal is greater than 0 volts, the output of this op amp will be negative, and hence the V out will be negative saturation. And similarly, if the sine wave input is less than the 0 volts, the output will be positive, and hence the op amp will the output voltage of the op amp will be positive saturation. Now let's look at the input output waveform. Now as we can see in the waveform as well, will be a transition from high to low and low to high whenever a 0 volt is encountered. But as we see in the waveform as well, the transition wouldn't have exactly happened at 0 volts because of the slow slew rate of the op amp. Now let's look at the another application, which is the time marker. So this is the circuit diagram for a time marker application of open loop comparators. The initial circuitry is similar to that of zero crossing detector. The output of the zero crossing detector will be given to this capacitor, which will generate spikes whenever there is a high to low or a low to high transition. And this diode will basically remove the negative spikes, and only the positive spikes will remain at the output voltage. I'm giving a sine wave of 2 volts amplitude and a 100 hertz frequency. So let's check the input output waveforms. So this is the input output waveform. When the blue colored waveform is the input voltage, and the green colored one, the spikes one, is the output voltage. So here we can see that whenever there is a low to high transition, we see a spike at the zero crossing. That is whenever 0 volts is encountered, we see a spike there, and hence it is called a time marker application. Next, we will see the sample and hold circuit. So this is a sample and hold circuit. We'll be using two op-amp buffers, and these will be connected via MOSFET. The input is applied to the first buffer, and the output will be taken from the second buffer. The JFET will be powered by a control signal, whose maximum amplitude is 5 volts. Now, whenever the pulse is low, the JFET won't, the MOSFET wouldn't be powered up, and these two circuit will be separated from each other, and hence the output will be the voltage across the capacitor which will be a constant voltage. Now, whenever the V control is 5 volts, which is the maximum value, the both the circuits will get connected, and the input which is applied to this op amp will similarly reach here, and the capacitor will go on charging, and which means that basically it will follow the input signal. Now have a look at the output in order to get a better view of the circuit. This is the control signal. Here we can see that whenever the control signal is low, the output will be the constant value across the capacitor. When as soon as the control signal reaches the maximum value, the input follows the output, that is charge to voltage across the capacitor, and similarly it goes on across the whole sine wave. And this sample and hold circuit is such that we have 10 samples per cycle, and the number of samples can be changed according to the control signal, and also keeping in mind the Nyquist criteria.